What's up everybody, Matrix here, and today this is going to be my very first video and my very first what if on my channel. As y'all can see by the title, this is what if Deku had God Key. So basically, like all the other people, well, I'm not going to do what these other people did, but they always dim Deku down when they add stuff from Dragon Ball to try to make it fit my hero. But me, I'm not going to do that because it really doesn't make sense to me on why would you add, it takes away the point of adding Dragon Ball power. So basically, once we start the story, Deku and his Inko and his mom are just sitting. Inko's cooking. Deku just playing with his toys, and the landlord knocks on the door. When the landlord knocks on the door, Inko enters. The landlord says, "Miss Midoriya, you have failed. You have failed to pay your rent for over 3 months. When are you going to pay the rent? And mind you, depending on your answer, I will have the right to kick you out." Deku's just listening in on the conversation. Inko says, "Sorry, I just don't have the money right now. I will pay you as soon as I get the money." The landlord got a little bit angry at that because he knows she is not going to have the money to pay for it because of her job. So despite that, he knows it, so he tried to make a warning for her. So the landlord decides to strike her. If you don't pay your rent in about for the next month, I will kick you out on the streets. Deku sees this. Deku is filled with anger. And out of nowhere, a sudden burst of energy just blasts out, blowing everything around the house away from him. The mom is moving closer to the wall. The landlord hits the wall on the outside. Now, mind you, Deku's 3 years old right now. Right now, he's as strong as Aizawa. He's as strong as Aizawa at 3 years old. So he's going to be pretty strong when he gets older. So, Deku's mom looks at him as the landlord runs away in fear. Wait, no, I'm going to backtrack that. Deku looks at the landlord and says, "If you ever touch my mother again, I will end you." That scares the landlord, and the landlord runs away. Inko just looks at Deku with worry. So does Deku. He looks at Inko and says, "Mom, are you okay? Did it hurt that much? Do we need to go to a hospital?" Inko assures him that we do not need to go to the hospital. But since she's worried about how powerful he is right now, she takes Deku to the quirk doctor. As they check him up, seeing what his quirk is, the doctor tells Inko that he doesn't have a quirk. Inko says that's impossible. He has to have a quirk. Everything around the entire room was blowing around, and I even got blown away, and the landlord did too. So the doctor says, "Well, you probably hit your head on something and just thought this happened. You probably just tripped, or the hit from the landlord just dazed you a little bit." Inko knows that this is not the case. Should they go home? And Inko says, "Deku, please," not Deku, Izuku, "can you please, I want you to promise me that you'll never, ever use your quirk or your power again." Deku promises this. A year passes, and Deku was just trying his hardest not to use his power. Inko was trying her hardest not to make Deku mad or in any way. He noticed this. "Mom, are you afraid of me?" "No, I'm not afraid of you. I'm afraid of what you can do." "But isn't that the same thing?" "Well, no. I just don't want you to hurt anybody." "Well, I get that, but it's my power. Can't I just use it or just train it so I'll learn how to use it and I won't hurt anybody else? Or I could just help people like All Might does." Inko has a little bit of worry, but also agrees with him. Because if he has another sudden burst of anger once he gets older, he's going to be amazing and just crazy. A monster. So Deku goes out and trains. He tries to pull out his power. He tries to use it, but he can't get it out. So he starts trying to do push-ups, do a little run, sit-ups, and then he tries to focus to bring it out. It still doesn't work. So Deku had to do his last resort and think about the landlord hitting his mother again. That makes him angry, really angry, and then another surge of power just bursts out of Deku. The trees around him start to blow away from him. He looks at himself. Oh my god, I have a lot of power. I really do need to train this, so I need to try. So Deku, he tries to pull it out so he won't have to use anger. He focuses. He goes outside to focus his power every single day. But when he went to school, since his mom said he's not allowed to use his power and the quirk doctor assigned him as being quirkless, when he was at school, everyone, as everyone knows, treated him badly because he didn't have a quirk. Just like Bakugo, he does it too. He bullies him. Ha! You quirkless Deku. You can't do anything right. You can't do anything right that even if you're born, you couldn't even get a power or a quirk. Deku sat there and said, if only you knew. So, continuing on, Deku decided to train, focus, meditate to get his power up. When he's 7 years old, I don't know how old he was when the Bakugo messing with that little kid was, so I'm going to say 7. When he was 7 years old, Bakugo was messing with the kid. Deku sees this. He goes up to Bakugo and says, Kachan, why do you bully people? Just leave them alone, or him alone. Bakugo looks at him. Stupid Deku. Who do you think you are trying to tell me what to do? I'll do whatever I want, because I'm the most powerful. As we know, he's good. He's bad with his cockiness and hot-headedness. So, his friends, the kid with the wings and the dude with the long fingers, I think that's his power, I don't know. And basically, they try to attack him. Out of nowhere, Deku's eyes turn red. He dodges and punches each and every one of them. Bakugo tries to hit him with another explosion. Deku dodges and just drops kick them into the ground. Deku was trying his hardest not to do that much damage. But when he kicked Bakugo in the ground, it cracked the ground. Mitsuki, Bakugo's mother, came up and said, "What happened? What did you do to Bakugo or Kachan?" And he says, "I didn't mean to. He was coming after me. I didn't want to get hurt, so I protected myself." Mitsuki was still mad, but her anger, as her anger was toward Deku, her anger slowly moved towards Bakugo for trying to attack and bully Deku and the guy behind him. Deku asks the kid, "Are you okay?" The kid says, "Yes, I'm alright. Thank you. You're very strong." He says, "Thanks." Mitsuki calls Enko. Enko comes to the park and sees that what Deku did. "Zuko, what did I tell you about using your power?" "I'm sorry, Mom. It's just, I was trying to protect this kid and myself. It was just self-defense." Okay. Her anger slowly goes away and looks at Bakugo. She walks to him. "I get that. But Deku, you are very, very strong. You cannot rely on your quirk or your power for always self-defense." "I know, but he caught me off guard." "Okay. Let's go and apologize to Bakugo and those kids, and we'll talk about this later." They walk up to Bakugo and Mitsuki. I'm sorry. You just come at me and surprise me. Shut up, stupid Deku. He was Bakugo was embarrassed and a little hurt. It was hurt. His forehead was kind of bleeding and all that. A few years passed. Deku is now 15. He's in middle school and all that. He's trained his quirk ever since he was 7 or 4, 3. Now Deku is a little bit over All Might. I'm saying a little bit because if he was an adult, he probably would have been a lot. A little bit over All Might. But he doesn't know this himself. In middle school, they had a speech saying, let's see all your futures and all that. Bakugo says all these kids, I'm the only one from the school will be able to get into UA. Since Deku actually has his own power and he's whooped Bakugo when he was 7, he was confident. Sit down, Kachan. No one needs to hear that. Remember, everyone still thinks he's quirkless, even though he showed that display of power. So basically, they went on the fight again, and Deku won without using his power, not using God Ki. So basically, after school, Deku was walking home. We all know how this goes down. Was walking home. And the sludge monster was running away from All Might and attacked Deku. Before the sludge monster can get on Deku, Deku unleashed his God Ki aura. Wait, what? The sludge villain got splattered all over the wall. Then All Might comes in and says, I am here. I am here? Wait, what happened here? Oh my god, All Might. I can't believe it. The number one hero is really here. Hello. What happened here? Well, this villain here tried to attack me, so I used my quirk to get him off of me. And All Might was curious about this. What's your quirk? Well, the doctor said I was quirkless, but I know I have a quirk. I don't know what I can call it now, but I haven't come up with a name with it. My mom hasn't either. Okay. So, may I ask your name? My name is Izuku Midoriya. Oh, okay. In All Might's thoughts, this kid is strong. To be able to take him out by just unleashing his quirk. Maybe he can be the successor of One for All. So he packs up the sludge villain and just jumps away. So since Deku didn't touch him or grab onto him, it wasn't Deku's fault that the sludge villain fell out. It was just the jump that made the sludge villain fall out of his pocket. So while Deku was walking home, he heard an explosion. He runs towards the explosion to go see what happened. It turns out that Bakugo was getting attacked by the sludge villain. All Might was in the background. Since his time was running out, he couldn't do anything. Deku saw that it was Kachan and smirked while looking at him. Bakugo saw him, and in his thoughts, you better not. Deku ran past the villains that was in front. No, kid, no! Deku ran as fast as he could. Well, not as fast as he could. As Deku ran towards the sludge villain, smirking and looking at Bakugo. He only used 10% of his power and threw a kick at the sludge villain. And it just splattered. As I said, splattered everywhere. And all the people, the heroes, even All Might, was so surprised. Kachan looked at him. Stupid Deku. I didn't need your saving. Well, it looked like you needed my saving. So, you're welcome. Deku walked away. The heroes yelled at him and saying, "What were you thinking? Why did you do that? We could have done it by ourselves." Deku said, "Oh really? As I can see, you guys were just standing in the background waiting for him to get absorbed. But if we probably would have done anything, the kid would have got hurt. So what? You're heroes. You could have tried to do something." All Might was in the back, amazed on his heart and on his power. And since he also tried for the UA exam, All Might tried to give him his quirk. Deku, of course, refused. "I don't want any other power from anybody. Just because my power is technically not a quirk does not mean I need one. I want to do things on my own accord with my own power." So, as we go on, All Might decides to just train him just because. The trash on the beach, Deku cleaned it up in about a day, since it was all very, very light to him. That amazed All Might. Like, All Might, when he was younger, he couldn't be able to do that at all. And basically, the 10 months pass. Right now, since the 10 months passed and All Might was training him and he was using his power, he's a little bit more even more powerful than All Might. And this is where I'll leave off the video, guys. In part 2, we'll see how Deku does at the entrance exam. Y'all probably can automatically know how he does. And I'll see you guys later. Matrix out.